Podcasting and GarageBand, Part 7, Adding Pictures and Titles. Use earphones as much as possible. You can have the volume as loud as you like, without disturbing other people. Your standard earphones for iPod, iPhone, smartphone, and MP3 player will work fine. You can add photos and titles to your podcast. An easy way to add a photo is to take one in the Photo Booth app. After you've taken a photo, you can select it in the thumbnails at the bottom, and then drag it into the podcast track at the top in GarageBand. Drag the photo to where you want it, such as at the start, so that it shows at the beginning of your podcast. The photo will also appear below in the chapter section. Double-click on the photo to edit the size in the Art Editor window by moving the slider. You can also move the photo with the hand tool in the middle of the photo. When you have finished, click Set. Save your project with the keystrokes Command+S. To add a title, open an app where you can work with letters and words, such as Pages, Word, Keynote or TextEdit. Here's an example in Pages. Step 1 is to choose the portrait page format. Step 2 is to choose center format in the formatting toolbar. Step 3 is to choose Georgia font also in the formatting toolbar. Step 4 is to choose 36-point size also in the formatting toolbar. Step 5 is to choose bold italic style also in the formatting toolbar. Now, you are ready to start typing. Type a title such as Fantastic Cars. Press return at the end of the first word, so that the title words are centered like a square shape. This will look best in the squarish viewing window in GarageBand. You can add some artwork such as a star. Click before the first letter of the first word, and press return. Put the cursor on the top line. Next, click on the arrow next to Shapes, in the toolbar at the top. Select, and drag the star into the top line. If the star doesn't fit, then put the cursor before the first letter of the first word, and press return to push your title down a line. Do this until it fits nicely. Put the cursor immediately after the last word in your title, and press return about 3 times. This will force the cursor away from your title. Next, take a Command+Shift+4 photo of your title. Start in the top left above the title, and drag diagonally to the bottom right, past the end of your title. This photo will be on the desktop. To find it, hold the Command key, and press the Tab key until you see the Finder selected. You might need to go to the Go menu at the top, and choose Desktop. Your photo will be at the top, provided the date modified is highlighted. Select, and drag your photo into the podcast track in GarageBand. You can size and position the same way you did earlier to the photo. You can make it display longer by putting the cursor in the bottom half of the title. Using the bracket cursor, drag out to fill the space until it reaches the next photo or title. If you would like this title to also be what people see when they preview your podcast, then you need to drag it into episode artwork. Save your project with the keystrokes Command+S. To view your podcast, go back to the start. Before you click play, click the tiny picture near the words podcast track, and you should see a larger preview window. If you want a larger preview, then drag the bottom right corner until you reach the size you want. Now, you can click play. Probably your podcast has a lot of just music and photos continuing after your voice track has played. You need to adjust the end marker. First, you need to scroll across using the slider under the tracks. The end marker is a triangle on its side. You can drag the end marker to about 10 seconds after your voice track has finished. Save your project with the keystrokes Command+S. This is the end of adding pictures and titles. In Part 8, learn about sharing your podcast. This podcast is also on YouTube. Search on lowercase Michael capital L lowercase Scowling.